What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Constant Deposit, the sports betting podcast between myself, Kyle Mudger, and Mr. Andrew Campbell. And as a reminder, as always, like and subscribe here on our YouTube. Pretty soon, we are going to be having a TikTok set up for the days that we just don't have time to record. We'll be posting our plays on there. Um, Goodness gracious, last night, Chargers and Raiders. Goodness gracious is exactly the way that I would describe that game. I mean, we did okay actually, from what we were talking about. I think we both went about 6 for 9, 5 for 9, somewhere in that range on bets last night. Austin Eckler just really, really upset us both. All I needed was 25 rushing yards, and he couldn't even get that. But anyway, we have 3 Saturday games tomorrow and a full Sunday slate and one Monday night game. So, Andrew, let's get started with tomorrow's games. We got three. What do you got?
All right. I wish I could say that I was excited for all three of these games, but I know that two of the three will be good, and one of them I'm not expecting to be that great. Honestly, that Steelers game, I'm a diehard Steelers fan. With Mitch Trubisky under center, though, it's very hard to feel confident about the Steelers and what they're doing. He seemed to not understand who Najee Harris is with his dump off passes. He's missing targets. He doesn't know how to get the ball to Freiermuth, who is one of the main offensive weapons right now on the Steelers offense. And hopefully this week they were able to clean things up at practice and we'll see some scoring. But with that game, I think the Steelers will slide away with a win, but it's going to be nitty gritty. It's going to be your classic Steelers defense stepping up. They have Watt and Highsmith back, so it should be a close game. I'll leave it at that. The Giants game, that's going to be a fun one to watch. This DeVito train is starting to get real. People are starting to buy into him, and he managed to cover, I believe, the past three games. He managed to cover the Giants spread. So that'll be somewhat fun to watch. And then what I'm looking forward to is this Denver game. This Denver offense has really turned things around after starting off to a slow and deadly start. So many people opted them out of playoffs when they started off so slow, and it's crazy to think that they are right in that playoff run. Russell Wilson is starting to look like his prime time Seattle days again, and you have Sean Payton on board, and they're doing some work there. So that's going to be a high velocity game because the Lions are not going to step down. This is going to be two QBs that are just throwing all around, and I'm expecting each QB to throw for at least one TD and have over 200 passing yards easily for both of them.
Yeah, I think you take a look at the spreads for tomorrow. None of them are double digits, and I mean they wouldn't be anyway with the matchups that we have. I think they're going to be three competitive games. If the Vikings can hang in there with the Bengals, I think Steelers Colts is going to be back and forth. Um, And looking at the over under for that game, it's at 42.5 right now. And we both like the under in that one. Other games, I just wasn't too comfortable looking at their over unders, for some serious bets. So my over under play for tomorrow will be Colts and Steelers to go under 42.5 total points.
I agree 100%. I think 42 and a half is a good number for that game. I don't think they quite hit that because I just haven't seen the Steelers offense be able to produce enough points, and with turnovers and whatnot, they're going to get close, but I don't see them surpassing 42.5 points. But I will say the over under is one thing that we have not been able to nail on this podcast yet. Our TD scores are, I think, 5 for 6 right now. We're covering the
Yep.
spread. We're covering all these other bets and these over unders. People are probably laughing at everyone because all the other podcasts I'm watching, they're right in line with us. And man, has it not looked pretty, which leads me to think that that Vikings game should go over 40.5 points. I feel like that number is a little bit low for that game, but it just all depends because the Bengals, Browning is looking good. He's going to finish off strong. The only reason I think the 40.5 is set is because QB controversy. How when you have three different QBs and you have a rookie QB, that is now your second string, and they downgraded Josh Dobbs to a third string. It looks like he might even be cut or sent to the practice squad. So that's tough. So I do think 40.5 that they'll still hit the over. So those are the two that I'm feeling the most comfortable with.
And spinning off that with the quarterbacks, nothing really stood out to me about the passing yards numbers listed for tomorrow. Um, they have Nick Mullins at 250, 250 and a half passing yards for that Vikings and Bengals game. I could see a game where he gets to that mark if he really has a big game with Justin Jefferson. In order for Nick Mullins to get to that 250, 251 mark to go over that, I think Jefferson has to have at least 80 yards. I think Hawkinson has to have at least 80 yards. Those are his two main targets. 250 just seems high. I'm going under that. I like it. Like I said, in order for that to actually go over, it's got to be a big Jefferson and Hawkinson game, which it can be. But I'm taking Nick Mullins under 250 and a half.
I agree. I don't believe they had the over under posted for Mitch Trubisky, but I'm gonna place a bet on the under on him. I don't think he likes to throw shots downfield, but his shots downfield are either incompletions or interceptions. So if there's a bet for zero point 0.5 interceptions for that game for him, I'd honestly feel pretty comfortable taking the over zero point 0.5 interceptions for him too. The Steelers defense are going to step up though. They're going to win that game, and I think Nick Mullins is also under 250.5. That's a tough number to hit.
Just a random favorite player prop that I saw, um, spinning off of Nick Mullins. I think TJ Hawkinson will have over 5.5 catches. I think he'll get that at six mark. He's been really, really good on hitting his over for receptions this year. Over 5.5 receptions, you can get that at minus 106 right now. Anytime touchdown scores for the Saturday games. Try to go for one each in each game. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to bet all three of them. Probably not in the same parlay. Jamar Chase, I like. I know you don't agree, but I feel a lot more comfortable betting on David Montgomery to get in the end zone tomorrow. I think it will be a good passing game for both quarterbacks, like you mentioned. Um, but the Lions, they just, all the hype was around them, but they got to get back to Lions football. And Lions football is ground and pound. They got two running backs who can run right through you. So, and David Montgomery, he's been a touchdown machine this year. So I'm going to roll with him. The Steelers and Colts game, uh, who even knows if the Steelers will score a touchdown? It could be a TJ Watt pick six for all I know. Um, but for the Colts, I like Zach Moss. So yeah, those are my three for all three games tomorrow. And you like Sam Laporta for the Lions.
I do. As we're talking about this, there's one more that I think has been unspoken, and that's Joe Mixon. I see Joe Mixon reaching the end zone too. Just because it's going to be a high scoring game in my prediction. So each team is going to settle with two, if not three touchdowns, and I'm expecting one of it being a run touchdown on each side, and you have Montgomery on that end, so I'm going to go with Mixon on my end. So I know we're stretching it here because we have five people that we think are really good odds of hitting the end zone, but I think at least four of those five will cover.
And the spreads, I like the Bengals to cover the three at home. I like the Colts minus 1.5 against the Steelers. I think the Broncos can keep this Lions game close. That game, as soon as I saw that spread, it was a gut instinct for me, so I'm rolling with it. I think I like the Broncos to cover 4.5 on that one.
I have no real statistics to back any of these ones up. The only one that's really springing in my mind is Bengals -3. If you really wanted to get lucky, I think they win by 10 plus. I don't think this is going to be a close game, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game. So I would even be comfortable at Bengals at -7 on that game, which leads me into that is definitely going to be my money line and my uh $10 bet into 1,000, feeling comfortable that they're going to turn that spread. They're going to cover it, and that $10 is going to turn into $20 for Sunday's games.
Um, let's take a look at the money lines here. We're both on the Bengals. I'm on the Colts. You're on the Steelers. And we're both on the Lions. And just a random four leg parlay because for me, that's normally what I like to go with. I like Sam Laporta, 3 catches, TJ Hawkinson, 25 yards, Michael Pittman, 40 yards, and Justin Jefferson, 4 receptions. Um, kind of our best finds for the odds for these games tomorrow. I like Gardner Minshew and Jared Goff to have the most passing yards in their games. You can parlay those two together. It's plus 119. If Mitch Trubisky has more passing yards than Gardner Minshew, I'm not quite sure what I'll do. But let's just say I will not be very happy. And I think Mitch Trubisky has to play his best game of the year in order to have the most passing yards in any game. And Jared Goff, I mean, he could go for 275 or he could go for 190. But I do like parlaying those two together at plus 119. And you're not expecting, I'm sorry, you are expecting Deontay Johnson to have a big game, 5 catches, 60 yards. Um, I thought about sprinkling him in for anytime touchdown as well. It was just my gut feeling, but I like that. I like that number for you there on what you're thinking for Johnson.
It requires one wide receiver to step up. They have a few at their disposal, but they just haven't been throwing to the right people at the right times. They have Deontay Johnson who can catch a ball. Obviously, they have George Pickens who seems to be very underwhelming this season, to say the least. And then with his social media outbreak and everything lately, he hasn't been getting the ball. So that leaves you with Pat Freiermuth, who Trubisky just doesn't seem to throw to. So one of the receivers left is Johnson. I think he's going to have to pick up the bulk of the game. They had big expectations for him coming into this season, and he needs to live up to them. And I think he has 5+ receptions, 60 yards.
And my $10 on the long path to 1K. Can't even get past the first one after last night. So I'm going to give it another go this time. I'm going with a four leg. I'm going with Justin Jefferson 40 yards, Jamar Chase 40 yards, Michael Pittman 40 yards, and Amon-Ra St. Brown 40 yards, obviously all receiving. That is minus 103. So I really like the odds on that. Really like the odds. And as you mentioned, your $10 play will be the Bengals spread at minus 110.
We've just been doing
So
well at covering the spread that I think it's safe to start doing spread bets as the $10 lines and just see where that goes. Keep it simple.
yeah, there's nothing simple when it comes to us betting, but we're giving it a shot. Goodness gracious. Um, okay, let's hop into Sunday's games, kind of roll through these. We're not going to talk about every game, just kind of our main bets that kind of stand out to us that we like. For over under that kind of stood out to me is the Browns and the Bears. It's at 38 and a half. Browns defense very good, one of the best in the league, if not the best. The Bears have been playing really, really well as of late. Um, it's listed at 38 and a half right now. I kind of like the under. Um, it just seems high. It just seems high to me. You're looking at like a 20 to 18 game, 20 to 19 to hit the over. So Bears and Browns have taken the under. Um, favorite player props, a full Sunday slate. We could have gone a bunch of ways with this. The Chiefs are at New England. I think Patrick Mahomes, I think he's going to have a look in his eye on Sunday. I just really do. Coming off that frustrating Bills loss, thanks to Kadarius Toney lining up off sides. Um, I think he gets back to his main guy that he has the most trust in, and that's Travis Kelce, who is 6 catches away from 900 for his career. So my favorite player prop on Sunday is Travis Kelce to have 6 receptions.
I think that's a safe bet. Like you said, he seems to find Kelsey across the board, whether it's 5 yards, 10 yards, dump passes, long passes. just somehow he gets close to that 100-yard mark. It seems like almost every game lately that he's just finding him no matter what.
Couple anytime touchdown plays that I like. I like Bijan Robinson. On the road at Carolina. That's at plus 125 right now. And these odds, they make sense, but Christian McCaffrey is minus 320 for an anytime touchdown. That is ridiculous for anyone to score a touchdown. I don't know if I've ever seen odds like that for someone to score a touchdown in the NFL. But I like those two guys. Um, no
That's
spreads really stood out to us, but go ahead.
sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Just on the Sunday games, that's crazy to think about Christian McCaffrey at minus 320 because if I remember correctly, he actually did not get a touchdown last game. He ran for a lot of yards, but that might be one of them that we missed was McCaffrey didn't get a touchdown last game, I don't believe. But I do think he gets back on track. He will get a touchdown. They're playing a team that he should definitely score against. And what I'm also honestly kind of shocked to see is that you don't have any Cowboy players slash Cowboy bets, and you're wearing a Cowboys jersey right now. So is this one of those stay away from your team type of things, or because I've been livid about my team. You could see I'm one of those Steeler fans that are not too thrilled with how the season's going.
So I wanted to toss in something kind of like a hey, going to the game. Here's what I'm going to be rooting for besides my team to win. Um, I just I'll probably just do my usual, just it's like a CD Lamb 50-yard game, Tony Pollard 25 rushing, Cowboys money line. I will say Vegas is putting a lot of respect on the Bills by making them favorites against the Dallas team who is hot. I understand the weather has taken a complete change. Um, Looking forward to it. It's going to be in the 45 to 50 degree range there, and I think it's 15 to 25 mile per hour winds and about an 80 to 90% chance of rain. So this is going to be real fun, real fun. The Cowboys play so much better at home, so much better at home, indoors. Um, that might be the only thing that worries me is just playing outside in those weather conditions. But um,
Yeah, I get
do you
you.
like?
I just want to add there, the anytime TD score, I'm going with your boy Pollard. He's gonna get in the end zone. You guys are scoring probably close to 40 points that game, and he's gonna be one of the reasons. He's gonna get in the end zone.
And the good thing is, the wind always plays more of a factor than heavy rain. Um, if this was snow, it would be a different story for Dallas, in my opinion. But the fact that it's rain, I don't know if it's really going to bother him all that much. But I do like Tony Pollard to get in the end zone. Um, Kind of my best find for the odds for all the Sunday games. 49ers to score in all four quarters. I mean, you take a look at that spread against the Cardinals right now. It just makes the most sense. The only way I can see them not scoring in all four quarters is if they're up by so much that they just don't play their starters in the fourth quarter. Um, that's at minus 115. I actually like those odds a lot for that. So, best find for the odds 49ers to score in all four quarters. And so yeah, we have our Saturday $10 play, and now we have our Sunday $10 play. Well, actually, well, it depends. It depends how tomorrow goes.
Exactly.
Um, okay, so Saturday $10 play. If that hits for us, we take that and turn it into $20 to place on that on the path to 1K. So my $10 / $20 play. Patrick Mahomes, 200 passing yards. I forget the odds for this, but they were kind of disrespectful to him to get 200 passing yards. So I really like him. Cooper Kupp to get 40 receiving yards against a Commander secondary that just is not good at all. And I like the Cowboys plus 7.5. Um, just a number just to toss in there, just to be safe. Um, So Mahomes, 200 passing yards, Cooper Kupp, 40 receiving yards, and the Dallas Cowboys plus 7.5. Three-leg parlay, minus 105. I love the odds on that. Love it.
Very nice. I like that bet, and when I was looking, there wasn't enough player props posted, but that's all right because like we just said, how my $10, I'm hopefully going to turn to 19, $20, and that'll be bet. I am going with the Cowboys money line. It's a simple bet, requires one thing, not 7+, 4+. I love parlays, but I think I'm just gonna keep this. I don't want to say simple because that's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really, really good game between two NFL MVP caliber quarterbacks. So both teams should make the playoffs. Both teams are going to have a very, very strong finish. So I am expecting the Cowboys to come on top, though. So I'm going to go with Cowboys money line, and hopefully by our next episode for Monday night or next Thursday night, we have $40 rolling in.
And the reason why I like your play is not only for my happiness, is also at plus 116. I mean, you know for sure that you are doubling your money. So if you're at that $20 mark, you can win 2320. So do the math. For what is that, 4320? Yeah, 4320. Um, so yeah, a great weekend of football, a lot of backup quarterbacks, but I think they're going to be pretty good games. I love our bets. I love them this week. I think it's going to be, yeah, just a great overall performance on the field for a lot of teams, but also a great overall performance for us on this podcast and this episode for Week 15 of the NFL schedule. Um, yeah, that's all we got for this one. So,
I'll
yeah,
throw
why
this
don't you
out
take
there.
us out?
I'll throw this out there real quick. If the Cowboys do
Hmm.
me a favor and they win next week, I'll do you guys a favor and wear a Cowboys jersey to the podcast. Being a Steelers fan, I know that's unheard of, but when they're rolling in money, I will do what it takes to keep rolling in that money. So let's roll with that. But that will conclude this episode. And we hope that you like, comment, and subscribe and let us know your thoughts on our picks and parlays for this week. Thanks, Kyle.
Yep, we'll see you. Appreciate it.